Radiant team back.
Void incarnate.
Sound the alarm. There's not a moment to lose because we've got a draft underway. It's game number 3. Ring it. Ring it. There
Dire
we go.
team back.
That wasn't me.
Radiant
We got a draft
team back.
Among Us Motivate Trust game number 3. Here I was hoping to do a lot of theory crafting with you gentlemen, but it seems like they just want to get this over with. Undying Phoenix first phase bans for Motivate Trust. Mirana Tiny once again targeting Q first phase bans for Among Us. Pick up a Rubik and a Slardar. Motivate Trust respond. Elder Titan Void Spirit.
10 seconds
Okay,
remaining.
so the
Radiant
change
team
up,
back.
not in the bans it looks like, but in the picks. Among Us take the Slardar and first to a Rubik, which could be a 4 position, could be even a 5 Rubik if they're taking a page out of the Liquid Insania book.
Yeah, I mean, this is Among Us. Is March ever not going to draft his hero first phase?
I mean, that's the
Seconds
question,
remaining.
right? Like, to me, I don't think of
Dire
March, though, as
team
like
back.
a Rubik player either. I could see him play Slardar, potentially, which would be a little bit weird, but there's a
Agreed.
chance.
Yeah, I wouldn't put him in the Rubik player box. I feel like I've never really seen him.
No. On the other
Graphics
hand,
ban.
I have seen a lot of Zephyr Rubik.
Yes.
10 seconds remaining.
Maybe it's the next level play. You always pick March first,
5
and then they
seconds
don't anticipate it.
For what it's worth, they did save an IO for second phase. That other game that they lost with the IO.
Yeah, so maybe they go back
Right.
for the I mean, you're down 2-0. I think you have to look at this like, look, something's got to work. We had success with IO, sure, it wasn't against Motivate Trust, but maybe a second phase catch them a bit by surprise.
Crazy. You know, I said after game number 1 that I felt like this is going 4 or 5 games now. Like, holy hell!
You just want
What have you done?
Among Us to win 1 game at this point.
Yeah, like what the heck?
Yeah, please, can we have 4 games?
Dire team
It went from a
Radiant team pick.
entering the begging phase.
Yeah.
Is trust in March wavering?
I mean, players don't enjoy losing. You may be playing, quote unquote, for fun on a mixed stack team, but losing's not fun. People don't
Right.
like, whether it's pub games, scrims, whatever. Nobody wants to lose 3 games in a row.
And
Doesn't
as told to us
Dire
by
team pick.
the Monster No Surrender video, wisdom from Insania, you know, if you don't feel that fire when you want to win, then you must not really want to win. You gotta have that oomph in a game 3 elimination situation here. It's grand finals.
And this for some of these players, you know,
10
they
seconds
haven't had many
remaining.
chances to compete this year. The
Radiant
pandemic and all
team
going on.
pick.
Abed, he's playing on EG.
Skydraft made.
EG's not in Southeast Asia.
Nope.
He's in Southeast Asia.
Is he still on EG? Is that still happening?
Who knows?
What's going on?
Even
Is he?
Ramses is not officially off EG. They just like took him off
He's
active
on the
roster.
Yeah.
That's we're trying to sell him to another
Yeah,
team.
exactly.
That's the,
Remaining.
I know
Look at
that.
this shiny roster
Yeah.
we got right here.
The thing is, they
5
made a
seconds
statement for
remaining.
Ramses. They haven't for Abed. So Abed's
Right.
basically that's EG saying we still want to play with Abed. Otherwise,
Right.
they would have quote unquote benched him too and tried to sell him to another team. But
I mean,
Abed doesn't get to compete.
Until we hear from
Radiant
Valve, like it's
team
kind of
back.
everything feels like it's up in the air a little bit, you know?
Lot of Chronosphere combinations. Motivate Trust.
Oh yeah.
You've got damage for days, at least magical. We'll see if they can put in some physical damage into that chrono as well.
It's gonna be a game
10
of like
seconds
initiations,
remaining.
like who gets the better one. And I feel like right now Among Us has an edge there.
5 seconds
Rubik,
remaining.
Slaughter, Ember, they can just jump in first. They do have to fear the chrono and the damage output that follows it. But for Motivate Trust, it's really just the Void Spirit as a kind of reliable initiator right now.
So the thing I'm seeing here is like now we know it's either safe lane Slardar or it's going to be March position 5 Slardar, which feels much more likely. But that means you're looking for a carry hypothetically. Like I want to see what Motivate Trust ban out and what they think it's.
Dire team back. Radiant
Because like to
team
me,
back.
Slardar position 5 in some ways sounds kind of nice, but at the same time it seems like
Dire
Skyrath
team
might be able
back.
to just eat his lunch.
Radiant team
Position
pick.
4 route. Actually, where's this? So is it going to be Void Spirit? I guess it's probably Q Skywrath, huh? And then Void Spirit mid.
I think Void Spirit Sky is the 3-4 position.
Really? Okay.
I don't know which one is the 3, which is the 4.
10
ET's
seconds remaining.
almost only played as a 5 at the moment. Boombell probably playing that.
5 seconds
And they
remaining.
have final pick of the draft, so generally that's going to be your mid laner. They may change. It's one of those things where they pick Void Spirit so they can decide that it's a good game for a mid Void Spirit and switch it back up, but they'll wait and see what Among Us. Presumably we're going to see a carry come out.
Yeah. Spectre Anti-Mage banned out. Still... Oh, and Terrorblade Troll banned out on the other side. Lifestealer still a possibility. Troll is banned out. Arc Warden's banned. Wow, a lot of Drow, PA, jeez.
Is it
Dire
time
team
to
pick.
bring out the Wraith King?
No, it is time to bring out the Medusa, actually. A hero that actually showed up earlier today in Essay. I think Infamous played Medusa. I don't know if it won, but I was like, oh yeah, this is still a hero. This is one of the late game carries that is not being picked, unlike Arc Warden,
10
Spectre,
seconds
and
remaining.
Terrorblade, who are incredibly common. But Medusa does show up.
5 seconds remaining.
Relatively good against Faceless Void, I feel. Most of the time, you should be able to get a Stone Gaze out. You don't really care about time dilation very much. Her laning is not as dominant as it once was whenever you were able to steal mana, but she's still very, very difficult to lane against, especially in the mid lane. I don't know if it'll be a side lane or a mid lane Dusa.
Hear me out here. Medusa. I'm gonna break down some psychology for you.
Okay.
If this was game 2 Medusa pick, I'm like, all right, let's go. Game 2, get in there. This is our strat. We got something figured out. We're gonna run this Medusa. We've been working on it as Among Us. Game 3, when you're already down 0-2, that's the last pick. Nah, this is like, what's left? What are we gonna? What can we possibly do?
This is pretty sus.
There's no way. I don't believe it.
Choose
like this
your
pick.
hero.
And every time I feel like Batrider comes out, it's always like, yeah, this is a good Batrider game. Being picked up in the 4th, 5th pick for a lot of teams and just in good matchups.
Offlane, it will be, as Masaros actually picks up the Batrider. But I want to see what the deal is with this Skywrath and this Void Spirit. That's the question. Boombell, indeed, the 5 position. Q is going to pick it up. So it's going to be a 4 position Skywrath, 3 position... No.
Fearless.
Fearless.
Mid is playing
Yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, Fearless is going to be mid.
I wonder if they'll swap lanes at all, because, yeah, the Bat Skywrath lane doesn't seem like the standard of lanes, but at the same time, it doesn't sound terrible.
Think about the magic amp on the silence with sticky napalm
10
and
seconds
Firefly.
remaining.
the concussive slow to help the
Yeah.
Batrider as well. It does sound
At
pretty
the same
potent.
time, I
5
think that the
seconds
Simulate
remaining.
being able to dodge the Mystic Snake sounds really nice.
Also
for
true.
Void Spirit mid, so I think you keep him there. Or what?
Yeah, that lane sounds pretty rough for a dual melee Slardar Ember lane against a Sky Batrider dual range.
Yes, let us not ignore that this is indeed a 5 position Slardar. So Among Us, they're putting their chips out on the table. This is it. It is now time for elimination. They are betting it all on this last draft. We'll see if it'll come out with a victory. Jump to a quick break, and when we return, MLP and John X Fire here for more Monster Energy Dota Summit 13.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Monster Energy Dota Summit 13 Grand Finals. We are here for game number 3, of course, between Among Us and Motivate Trust Gaming. It's MLP Dota and John X Fire. John, before we go on, of course, there was a bit of drama from the last game, and I think I'll address it now. You were correct, by the way. The chat was pointing it out. I had to look back. They were correct. Cuckoo did not really make a mistake. There wasn't really much he could have done with the Aghanim Scepter time lapse. The Pit of Malice was there, so he would have been locked in anyway, and well, in your dream, probably would have died with the Divine regardless. So, apologies to Cuckoo and the viewers. That was my mistake. I do apologize. Anyway, though, John, Game 3, how you doing?
It's an exciting moment for MG Trust. They bring out something that you love to see. Jackie faces Void. It's always a treat when he gets to pick this one up. It's special of his. Among Us are going with something strange here. And the panel pointed it out. You've got the Pos 5 Slaughter. This takes me all the way back. I have not seen this in forever. So we'll see what March can pull out here. Cuckoo is on a more standard Doom offlane to kind of deal with a Void. A few wild cards here as well for MG Trust. We were having a bit of a chat. The Skywrath Mage is not something you and I have seen too much success with so far. It has been hit or miss. I think the key thing we always mention when we see Sky is when that Glimmer Cape comes out, suddenly you don't do damage. So we'll see if that's something that Among Us is going to farm up. What is
this Void? Void we're getting shown, John? In cosmetics.
It's looking pretty. I love that headpiece. I know that one's a pretty rare one. And the mace as well. Actually, those are actually really rare pieces, if I recall right.
I knew about them. See, there's the Ember thing. I don't like the nunchuck. I hate the sound it makes. I do prefer it when it's just the swords, I've got to say.
Yeah, it's too it's just a bit too chunky. Chunky is so it's a really chunky sound. But we'll see. You know, it is fairly annoying. I kind of get annoyed when it's not consistent as well. Like In Your Dream has the Divine and the Nunchuck. Make a choice In Your Dream. One or the other.
Everyone does it though. It's not just him. Like every player has this half nunchuck, half sword thing going on. And what can you do, John? He's chopping up meat with a nunchuck now. That's I'm not sure if that's how it works, but it's fine. It's fine. It's anyway, the drafts, John. Let's talk about these drafts. Motivate Trust. They've got the Jackie Void. We talk about this all the time. Into the Medusa of Arbed. So something very different here from Among Us. Does this draft from Among Us make you feel confident?
Honestly, no. I think we've seen MG Trust play against a Medusa with her Void before. They somehow make it work. Jackie just gets the position right, gets a jump just right. You've got Fearless on a signature Void Spirit as well. Now we know Fearless delivers on this here, and he's going to be able to play really fast. Abed's going to shift his gears down here, right? Abed, Medusa does mean you're looking for initial farm. You're going to be playing in that jungle. So that means we should expect In Your Dream to make some plays. Of course, he's very comfy on the Ember Spirit. He was known for his mid plays before. So we'll see if it will work out. But this is, you know, a bit of a Hail Mary draft for Among Us, and they've got to make it work. MG Trust, they were in this situation as well in the BTS Pro Series Season 3. They went 2-0, and then they got that last win, securing a clean series. They'll want to do it again, but Among Us won't make it easy.
No, they definitely won't. But one game away for MG Trust. Looking good for them. Among Us, can they make the reverse sweep? I'd love to see it. Of course, top lane, the one we're having a look at right now, March, is there on the Pos 5 Slaughter. Something we haven't seen the man play as of yet. Very unique kind of Pos 5 to run. I say Pos 5, he is in the off lane right now, but Boombill is going to try and chase him down on the Elder Titan and disrupt this pool that's going on. March, can he get the pool still going? Yeah, he'll aggro the creeps by hitting Boombill. I'll bring it over to Cuckoo on the Doom. And it should still be a Pos 5 Slaughter. I mean, Zephyr is playing the position for Rubik here. How do you feel about Pos 5 Slaughter?
Not great. I think the best moments we see it is when it's got farm. And when you don't have farm, well, you can still do some work, but it's not amazing work. So we'll see what March brings out here. We were also expecting like a Rubik Slaughter lane when the draft was unfolding. You know, lift into crush into stun is great, although Q.
Bot lane, Q is getting very low and is going to drop In Your Dream.
Blood.
Able to take the first blood off the map. It's going to be very nice to get that bonus gold as the Ember as well. As in your dream, we'll probably want to be more of a tempo setting kind of Ember. Not so much the carry style Ember, I don't believe. It does seem like Abed's going to be in that role on the Medusa.
Yeah, it's gonna be a quicker pace for IYD, and of course getting that kill does set him up for that. I think that's something I guess you can play with. Lift into the Searing Chains is pretty potent. Zephyr does have great damage from Fave Wall, and Q is super squishy. And the doubt we had, the Sky, giving away First Blood like that, never good luck. He's gonna have to put in the work to really zone out in your dream. He's still finding last hits. He's not under any pressure. So I think overall Among Us are very happy with how these lanes are unfolding. They're just able to find farm, get First Blood, and just get a good start here.
Absolutely. Of course, the mid lane, which is the one we really haven't talked about too much. Fearless is currently leading it by one last hit. Not too big of a deal here for Abed. Of course, he's going to be able to just go and farm stacks later on in this Medusa as top lane. Masaros go after March on the Batrider, does get the stomp off there with Boom Bell, and looks like they should get the kill, and they do. Masaros able to take it, but Cuckoo is going to look to turn back around onto Masaros, and with these T1 tower hits, he is going to be able to help secure the kill. Not sure if that's really well worth it for Masaros on the Batrider to really dive like that for a position 5 Slaughter. Meanwhile, bot lane though, in your dream gonna find himself in trouble. They will not be able to secure the kill. In your dream, he did have stick charges up. Gets a salve as well from Zephyr, is just gonna reset.
Well, they swap lanes. Masaros goes down bot. They're throwing Jackie back up top. And I guess with the levels that you've got now in Masaros, if you can get some good slows out with a concussive, get a good amount of napalm out, you could try to run down in your dream. He can dodge with a sleight of fist, but he doesn't have levels in the flame guard, so you're always going to burn through just fine here.
That will. Mid lane, Fearless going to look for those power runes, and it is going to be bot lane, luckily for him. March was at that top rune spot, trying to secure the top rune, but Fearless is going to be able to get a DD down bot. It's going to make his lane a lot easier up against Abed on that Medusa. March going on to Boombell, top lane, but only has the stun at level 1. He hasn't hit level 2 yet on that Slaughter, so doesn't even have the Bash the Deep sub. It's just going to mean you stun once, but that's all you can really do on this Slaughter. He hits level 2 now. See if he can get some bashes on. Started onto Boombell, but Boombell's just going to fight back, and with all the bonus damage he has, he doesn't really mind the Bash the Deep here from March. Another stun coming up. Boombell still mad fighting. Another Astral Spirit looking to cancel the salve, but doesn't quite get there. Will be fine to salve up, and Boombell kill the 5-minute bounty runes, does manage to take it away from our Slaughter March. That'll be a 3-to-1 trade as the other bounty will be left safe for the side of Among Us.
And overall, despite those early losses,
Dire's
MG
turret
Trust are still
has been killed.
working the map well. They've evened out, and they are playing aggressive down bot.
They are. Dream copying a lot of damage, just going to go for the TP play out, and so will Zephyr. Although Zephyr, that is a long TP up for the poor Ruby. Masaros and Q able to get the kill, and were they both trying to go to the T1 tower?
Yep.
Top lane, hold that thought, John, because
Radiant's
March and
middle
Cuckoo are in
tower
trouble
is
now.
under attack.
They don't seem to be able to deal with Boombell on this Elder Titan at all.
He's getting his positioning right. He's spamming the Astral Spirits in the right spot, and
Dire's
this is an
middle tower
issue for
is under
dual
attack.
melee up against Elder Titan. He gets the better end of the trade. He's a really beefy support, and Cuckoo, I mean, he's still finding creeps, he's still finding levels, and he snipes a courier, but it is a bit slow going for our Doom. It's 19-4. We have given Jackie a lot of room to just farm up, and this is exactly what Jackie wants in the end, so it's a perfectly acceptable trade for MG Trust. They do have a slight lead, and well, they're having a good start. I would say you worry a little bit about Abed being left alone like this, so it's a bit uncharacteristic, but no rotations mid. Means her Medusa, you mentioned it, but he's going to be clearing those stacks really well here.
Cuckoo, he's not able to get any farm. Like, just look at Boombell. Gets the Astral Spirit damage, just starts running at the
I
Doom.
restore my
Who does have the phase boots up now at least. That'll help out a bit. Boombell has been very
Dire's
strong on these
structures
Elder
are
Titan
fortified.
performances he's had over the past week or so, but bot lane Masaros going onto In Your Dream, has a lot of sticky napalm on him. In Your Dream trying to run. Firefly is going to reach, however, and In Your Dream he just can't get away. Even the Courier of Zephyr
Radiant's
might
courier
just drop.
has been
Does
killed.
go into the tree line, but it will not survive as mid lane. Or rather top lane, Fearless. Does rotate up towards the
Dire
top and
are
does
scanning.
manage to kill off March.
They've managed to find a lot of these kills now in the early point, and keeping In Your Dream down is going to hurt. Like you mentioned it, but the Ember is going to look to play fast as Abed's playing pretty much that pause 1 right now on the Medusa. He is rushing the Manta style, and we know the timings of Medusa. It's just super slow. You can already see they found the stacks here, and MG Trust, they're going to know to contest at some point. They did get D wards out, but Cuckoo is going to keep them at bay for now.
In fact, there's going to be a lot of heroes in that triangle making sure that Abed gets his farmers. Zephyr is going to get jumped on here by Fearless. Stun will not hit as the Dissimulate dodge was there, and Fearless able to get a kill onto Zephyr. Nice pickup for him. And you pointed this out earlier on, just after we came in, John, but Fearless is very dangerous on this Void Spirit. I'd argue it's his best spirit out of all of them.
Yeah, he just delivers, and he's got a regen rune as well, so he can look to reset and run around once more. 2 to 5 now at these early point in the game. You've got level 6 up in Jackie, so they might look to maybe use the Chrono, but they don't really have anything to play with just yet. Like, you don't have Mystic Flare ready yet from Q, so they're just gonna sit on it, but you are getting free farm out for Jackie in exchange for what you are giving to Abed. So I think you're not too upset if you're Among Us. They know they've got a bit of a slower start. They should start to look at what they want to do within your team. He's level 6, he needs to get some rotations out and find some kills down the line.
Top lane, Doom has been committed. Cuckoo, he's got the big one. Jackie gonna be in trouble, but Fearless is gonna jump in and try and help out. Jackie, he will die. Fearless does manage to take March's life again, but now In Your Dream. Gonna get the chains off on Fearless, but here comes
Dire's middle
Masaros
tower is
coming
under
in,
attack.
try and help out with the Firefly. They kill off Boombell, but Lasso is gonna be back onto the Dooms. They do get Cuckoo. 2 for 2 trade. But killing off that Basis Void is going to feel really nice for the side of Among Us.
Yeah, it's such an important kill to find. Jackie's farm is now starting to lag behind. He's behind literally every core, even behind Cuckoo right now. So your Basis Void has a lot of room to have to grow, although Chrono...
Fearless, yeah, Chrono's been committed. Fearless in the backlines as well, going after another. They get In Your Dream, and Zephyr is still being pursued by Fearless, or rather chased. Zephyr try to run, but they'll have the damage output here with the 8th of Remnant as Cuckoo. He does come back in, but he cannot contest into 3 heroes. Fearless is pretty low on mana anyway, but he's going to wait for those bounties to be up. Get a full bottle up for himself, and Cuckoo might need to be a bit careful here.
Dire's middle
There are
tower
4
is under
heroes
attack.
posturing in the Radiant Triangle.
Yeah, they are starting to bring the numbers out. They are trying to give some space out for Jackie. Good use of that first Chrono we were talking about. Nothing coming out for there. Q does have a 6. So Mystic Flare is a strong combo with that until some of these spell mitigation items come in, like the Glimmer Cape or say a Pipe. We'll see that's something they pick up in a quick pace. They have given a lot of space out to Abed. Like, he's got his Yasha up, saving up towards the Manta. Number 1 in net worth. Fearless, despite not farming at all for the most part, is just 200
Radiant's
gold behind.
middle
So
tower is under
MG Trust
attack.
are keeping pace, and they smoke up. They keep going.
Why the hell not? Through the mid-river.
Dire's top tower
Onto In
is
Your
under
Dream,
attack.
it seems. He has Remnants this time around, so it's going to be harder to catch him out. Q
Radiant's
does
bottom
have the
tower
Ancient
is under
Seal to
attack.
silence him if he wants to.
Dire's middle
They are
tower
going to try and
is
make
under
the play.
attack.
Q, he has backed off, but this is a bit of bait here. A Dream, Ancient Seal going to be there, and they're going to blow him up ASAP. The Mystic Flare going to be dropped. Will be more than enough, and meanwhile, Masaros ends up getting the position 5 Slaughter again. March does end up dying down to the bot lane, trying to defend the
Radiant's
T1
bottom
tower.
is under attack.
And they're off. A 4 to 11, 3k net worth lead here for Motivate. The one bright side for Among Us is that Abed is farming extremely well on the Medusa, but that is really it.
Yeah, it's way too slow of a start, I think, for In Your Dream. So even if you are finding this free farm basically for Abed, your other cores are taking huge hits. We're not seeing any major spikes in terms of itemization for In Your Dream anytime soon. Neither are we seeing that for Cuckoo. He's still saving up for his drums into the blink. So you're not going to have easy ways of starting these fights until some items start to fly in. And MG Trust, well, Jackie with a Mask of Madness can just sit in that jungle. So it's recovery time for the Faceless Void.
Masteros.
Space across the map.
Is under
Be a nice kill if they can get Masteros on this Batrider, and In Your Dream does manage to pick it up. He's the 5th kill for the side of Among Us. Nice one at that. There's going to be a rotation though. MG Trust. Big smoke up. They're going to run into Zephyr. Not quite the target they'd want. Zephyr does have the time walk, but Jackie will get the time dilation.
Radiant's middle
Zephyr will
tower
drop.
is under attack.
They have the chrono, they want to commit it, so they're going to try and make it push into this T1 mid tower instead as Fearless. This is the Aether Remnant. In Your Dream, trying to fight, but gets chronoed up into the Mystic Glare. In fact, it wasn't In Your Dream, it was Cuckoo. In Your Dream, he went for the chains. Cuckoo was a bit too far forward, and now the Slider being caught out. March. Gonna drop. Now, I guess with Among Us, you've got to play the slow game because you do have the
Radiant's
Medusa.
middle tower is under attack.
That's all they can do right now.
Radiant structures
To
are
motivate, they're just
fortified.
gonna run at them.
But they're not going to relent. Even without Chrono, they can fight around with Fearless, and they find one more.
Yeah, Yule's up now on Fearless. He sets up onto Zephyr, and Zephyr is gonna die just so quick. TP's coming in. They do have the
Radiant's
Doom.
middle tower is
Cuckoo
under
looking
attack.
for a target. Have backed off though. Masteros meanwhile pops the Firefly and does have the blink up for the lasso attempt. Are both just gonna back off.
It's a bit scary for Among Us. Like, they throw a lot of bodies to defend this mid-tier 1. They understand how important that objective is. MG Trust hasn't really made headway on the side lanes yet in terms of tower damage as well. So they're focusing on the big tower first. If they can keep that locked in, they're in a good spot. And they've already gotten Aethos up.
Yeah, Aether Remnant gonna hold down that support Slider, and Q just gonna take care of it from the high ground. And like you just said, John, the Aethos is already there for our support Skyraf. That is kind of
Dire's top
disastrous
tower is under
for
attack.
Among Us to think that Q was able to farm
Radiant's
that up this
bottom
quick.
tower is under attack.
They're gonna just try and run at them though. In Your Dream gets a nice chains, but the Ancient Seal onto
Oh,
Cuckoo
God.
with the Mystic Flare. It's just so much damage, and Fearless does take care of it. He bursts him down while Q, he denies himself to the neutral creep. Oh, just a disaster out for Among Us.
Radiant's
They're still gonna
bottom
try, but Fearless holds down In Your Dream, and now the
Oh.
lasso's out. Masteros, perfect timing, gets him down. The Stone Gaze is there from Arbed. He will at least get the Batrider. They get something for their trouble. Not as bad as looked
Dire's middle
for Among Us. It
tower
was a
is under
2-for-3
attack.
trade in the end. You just hate to see these cores going down though for Among Us. It's just going to put all the pressure
Dire's
onto Arbed on this
structures
Medusa.
are fortified.
Yeah, it's all about him now, with how far behind you're falling on these other cores. They hold out in the mid-tier 1, but significant amount of damage already flew in. You are feeling good if you are Among Us, but Chrono's going to be up for Jackie soon. They might look to play around that. They've got so much to set up here on the side of MG Trust, and
Top lane, actually, Masteros was trying to TP in, but Zephyr takes out the
Dire
creep he
scanning.
was TPing onto. Jackie down at the bot lane. Looks like he's just getting back to the farm game. In a very slow kind of farm game here for Jackie, but he is making his way back up.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Nowhere
under
near
attack.
really Arbed. 2k behind, in fact. But I guess with the Medusa, you do need a lot of farm to actually kind of be
Radiant's bottom
realistically
tower
strong
is
on this
fallen.
hero.
yeah.
Dire's top tower
It's,
is under attack.
It's a hero that really depends on that item advantage. They do find the bot tier 1, so they're opening up space here on MG Trust, but they're trading Raider top
Dire's
tier 1.
top tower is
Even
fallen.
overall,
Doom, they caught Fearless. That's a massive target in that mid lane. The stuns come out as well, and Fearless is going to die.
Mess with Doom.
Nice set up there from Cuckoo. Your Dream, catching out another. It's going to be Q. He'll drop the Mystic Flare. It's so much damage coming out, just not enough. But now Jackie comes in for the 3-man Chrono. The Stone Gaze is popped. Ahmed trying to stop him, but he's got 2 kills. Jackie, can he get himself out? He will time walk. Now the stolen Chrono, though. Zerfa turning it around with the green Chrono. But is it going to be enough? They don't have the damage output yet. Jackie comes back in from the backside. Now Masaros, he'd love a lasso. They're waiting. Lasso is out on Zephyr. They'll take the Rubik kill. Pretty much be it. Another good team fight here for Motivate Trust.
They're still going.
Here they are. Why stop? Aether Remnant is going to be dropped onto March, and poor March. It's a tough game for him on that support slider, but he's actually going to run away, but not for long. Masaros is going to blink forward with the Firefly. Does get the kill. In Your Dream was trying to catch him out with the chains, but doesn't quite get there. And MG Trust, they really want that T1 mid tower.
Yeah, they're just throwing their bodies forward. They don't have any of their big spells. So it is a bit risky without that Chrono, and Jackie's just going to go back to farming. How is it 9-22 with only a 4K lead? I feel like that's not big enough for MG Trust. So you're still finding some nice wins here on Among Us, simply because Abed's farming up a really good pace. Scotty is not too far out. That's one target they just haven't been able to lock in on MG Trust's side. They've not been able to isolate Abed. And it's almost the same effect when you kind of leave Jackie alone. If you have a big hero like the Medusa just free farming, that will be an issue down the line. So MG Trust should start to shift their priorities around, keep an eye on the Medusa. Among Us have been playing very well around protecting Abed. So again, they're keeping themselves in the game by not being that far behind. It's just ridiculous. 9-22. Just so much action.
Radiant's middle tower is under
All of
attack.
Atos out again. They've caught Cuckoo. There was a Mystic Flare drop. It just didn't show up. Slider, March tried to help out, but he's going to dine out of Fearless.
You can really hope to amount
It's just so much burst damage output here from MG Trust.
Dire's
And
middle tower is
just the
under
control
attack.
they have with this Elder
Radiant's
Titan
bottom tower
and the
is under
Skywrath
attack.
with this Rod of Atos and Ancient Seal. It's been a very painful experience so far for Among Us. They've been trying to desperately defend that Tier 1 mid tower,
Radiant
but it looks like it is
structures are
finally going to go down.
Yeah, it
Radiant's
took
middle
them
tower is
a
under
good amount of
attack.
time, but they do
Dire's
find it. They're going to have to
top
deny their
tower is
own
under
mid-tier
attack.
window.
Radiant's
Because it's
middle
at 64
tower has
HP. I
fallen.
don't think they should leave that for chance, but you've got the entire bot jungle under control now. You've already got the forward wards here as well from MG Trust, so they can keep that farm game up.
Dire
Jackie
are
can just
scanning.
focus on his build-up. He's rushing the Fusel, so
Radiant's
we're seeing
bottom
Jackie
tower
go back
is
to this
under
fighting
attack.
void. He just wants to rip through the Medusa if he does catch her out, burn her mana, and Abed's out of mana. Well, there's not much Abed can do in the middle of a fight like that.
It's a very fair point. Seen this
Dire's
before, I
middle
believe it was
tower is
BTS
under
Pro
attack.
Series 3. In the grand
Dire's
finals, we
middle
had
tower
Jackie on the
is
Void
being
bursting a
denied.
Medusa, being played by Dreamer Soul, if I remember correctly. And it was the same
Radiant's
circumstances,
bottom
and
tower is under attack.
well, that worked out for Motivate Trust. Just see if Abed can
Dire's
be the
middle
difference
tower
here
is
on
under
this
attack.
Deucer this game around. They are going to try for the Roshan play, and they do get a nice double damage rune onto Abed. He's almost got that Eye of Skadi up as well, so he's a very, very farm Medusa. He's not going to bother with the Roshan yet. They just don't have the damage output to go back and farm that Eye of Skadi as bot lane. Looks like Fearless has found out in your dream, but won't really be able to feel confident going after him yet. Looks like Fearless is just one item away from having his Aghanim Scepter up. He won't bother with the Ember, but the Roshan has started again. Scouted out, it is below half HP. Lasso is going to be there. Master catching out, but the bash coming out from Roshan. Still Jackie gets in with the Chrono. Mystic Flare out as well. They trying to get through the mana pool, but the Mango's coming in to try and help out Abed. Is it going to be enough? It is not. In your dream, meanwhile, in the middle of all this, trying to help Cuckoo. He gets a 3-man start off, but it probably won't be enough as Boombell just stomps them. The Chrono out from Zephyr. It's just too late. It is too
Dire's
last
top
in your
tower is under
dream. He's
attack.
going down. Rod of Atos out, but an ultra kill out on the Void Spirit. Masros finishes off Zephyr for the team wipe. And they are back
Dire's
into the
top
Roshan
tower
pit
is under
now.
attack.
And I'm not sure who it was,
Radiant's
John.
middle tower is
In the
under
middle of
attack.
that team fight, in the middle of the chrono, someone was just spamming mangoes on Abed, trying to get his mana up, but it
Radiant's
just
bottom
didn't
tower
prove
is
to be
under
enough.
attack. Radiant's structures
I mean, they tried it. You can see the issues they have with damage on MG Trust, right? It takes so much to focus down Abed. He is just really tanky without Scotty. It's just not enough. And they give out the Roche. Now it's an 11k lead for MG Trust. You've got 2 lives on Jackie. He's got his defusal all done.
Radiant's bottom
So
tower
even if you
is under
force feed
attack.
Mangoes out onto Abed, it's now really not enough. He just ripped into our spell. Among it,
Uh-oh.
but it's
John's
just not big
having-
enough.
Oh, thank goodness. John, sorry, you cut off for a second. I thought you were going to have internet issues, but you're back. Don't you worry, sir. You are back. So, by the way, the person feeding mangoes was Mark. You can see in his inventory right now, he's got 6 mangoes sitting there. However, mid lane in your dream,
I alone see the way forward.
they've got the Ags up on Fearless now, John. It's a
Radiant's
tough
bottom
game for
tower is
everyone on the
under
map
attack.
now. You do have that
Hasten.
dual scepter on in your dream to try and purge off the silence, but it's just not enough.
It's really not. Like, you can purge one
Radiant's
silence off,
bottom
you can't
tower
purge
has
all of
fallen.
them. And they're just going to be able
Radiant's
to
middle
keep
tower
applying that
is under
pressure.
attack.
Masaros pushes the bot tier 2. They're applying pressure to the mid tier 2 now as well. They've held off long enough that you're probably going
Dire's
to see
top
Chrono
tower is
relatively
under
soon.
attack.
They do have a blink
Radiant's
up
middle tower
on
is
Cuckoo,
under
so they have
attack.
some follow-up for their Ember. But they're not going to find that angle. There's a smoke here from MG Trust.
Yeah, they're looking for Zephyr. He time walks away, but they found March instead, so they'll kill him off
Radiant's middle
first,
tower
and
is under
Zephyr is
attack.
still not out of danger, but Arbit is coming in on the Medusa. He
Radiant's
needs to try
middle
and fight with
tower
his
has
team.
fallen.
He's gonna try. The chains are out. It's a Fearless, but not gonna be enough. Meanwhile, Jackie looping in from the backside, looking for a Chrono,
Oh.
does get 2 in it. He is going straight after the Medusa. Arbit, his mana pool is gone. The Mystic Flare is way too much damage. In your dream, trying to Remnant out of there. He uses up. They'll go after Cuckoo instead. In your dream, Remnant's forward. Cuckoo's still in danger. The stomp out from Boombell. Everyone's stunned up, but they will wake up first on the side of MG Trust. In your dream's out of mana. He's trying to bottle up to get a
Radiant's
Remnant
top
out,
tower
but it
is
may
under
not be
attack.
enough. March will be there with the stun, and that'll be enough to get the Ember out of there. But they lost their Medusa. It is looking tough now, John. A 16k net worth deficit for
Radiant's
Among
top
Us.
tower is under attack.
24 minutes into this game. How do you come back from
Radiant's
this?
top tower has fallen.
It's all about Abed, but Abed's fallen behind in
Radiant's
farm now.
top
Jackie's
tower is under
overtaken.
attack.
The map is shrinking down. You're going to lose your last outer tower here, and Among Us is not going to have room to play in. They do have excellent high ground. So Abed has to be offensive with his Stone Gaze, and they are
Radiant's
smoked
top
up.
tower is
They're going
under
to try to
attack.
circle here.
Dream gonna move in. Q gonna be the target, but Fearless is
Oh.
there with the silence once again, and it's looking bad. This team fight, they need it back. They got the Doom off at least onto Jackie. March is trying to fight. Boombill still won't die in the Auto Titan. March, he's been left behind, and they just can't kill Jackie. Meanwhile, the lasso out. Masaros, he's caught another. It's gonna be Zephyr on the Rubik. He's just trying to back off his Arbit. Fights back on that Deucer. He does kill off one, but now he's a sitting duck. The stomp is going to be there. Jackie still going for the fight, draining all the mana of Arbit, but he will lose the Aegis. They at least get one life. Looks like that's going to be enough for MG Trust. They're happy with what they got. Everyone still in very good spirits here in this game number 3 of this grand final, which is great to see from these two teams. But a 20k net worth advantage now for Motivate.
Oh. Look at that
Yeah,
build
it's-
up in Jackie. Like, he's a hard carry. He's got Mask of Madness, Diffusal, Manta, Halberd. It's a utility void, but it's still doing the work. Jackie just delivers the goods. This is why you banned this hero. But you banned so many heroes against MG Trust. Who do you actually prioritize? We were talking about this in draft, and now...
Fearless.
Radiant's top tower is under
Lane.
attack.
They won't commit. Stimini, or maybe they will. Fearless, he just jumps back in onto Zephyr, but won't dissimulate back in. And now Cuckoo jumps in there with a big stun off onto 2. They kill off Boombill. Abed onto Fearless. The clumsy net holding him down, but Jackie, he found the target he wants. He wants that Medusa. The mangoes. Mark just force feeding him, but Abed is still going down. He's trying to survive. They stun up Jackie. None of it's enough though. Abed, he just can't get out of there. Puts a hand up for a high five. He will not get one. Meanwhile, Jackie still fighting it out onto March. It's looking really bad though. They buy back. This could be the last ditch effort to try and fight and push this game back. Fearless, he is low on 350 HP, but he will just astral step away and the Stone Gaze is going to catch him. They get something. I love March for his support plays, John. The mangoes. I don't know how many he fed to Arpit in that team fight. He is trying his heart out, March.
Oh, I mean, it stalled out long enough that MG Trust, you know, they take some losses at the end. It's still looking really hard for Among Us, but God, March. This is why he's my best friend, Mike. He does stuff like that. It's just beautiful. Abed, eat your mangoes. It's not enough, but oh, you know the best thing? So March was in TNT, right? So he was in the Philippines. He's force feeding out Cebu mangoes. Those are some good stuff. That's why Abed gets to stay and fight a little bit longer. Not March, but it's helping out.
Cebu mangoes, John. Very good stuff here from March. And well, how's the mango tree going? He's only got one left in the base right now. He needs more. He's only got one in his inventory. He's running out of supplies, John. He needs a delivery of some sort. Mid lane. They have caught out Skyrath Mage, but he just wants to declare. Zephyr's gonna die in your dream. Was trying to kill off Q, but Q's just gonna run. Slide of Fist, Remnant forward. Q still juking them out. Ancient Seal is gonna be there in time. Jackie hoping for some bashes, gets enough. Gets a triple kill out of the void. Meanwhile, towards the north, Masaros playing around with March. March can't do much. He's gonna get caught, and he's gonna die. Fearless is 16-2 now. Jackie's 10-1. Oh boy.
Yep. 14-45, Mike.
Radiant's
Less than
middle
half an
tower is
hour
under
in.
attack.
26k up. They're just gonna go. If these fights are just so long, that Chrono is gonna be back up
Radiant
again. So
structures
the high
are
ground's
fortified.
relatively safe. They
Radiant's
do
middle
manage
tower
to
is
stall with a
under
fort.
attack.
It's only Abed up, and respawns are at least very short here, so they're gonna have their full force up soon. They're gonna have to find the angle in this fight.
Yep, absolutely.
Radiant's middle tower
Chrono
has
is
fallen.
available, but Masaros gets right in there for Abed. He gets the lasso off. Look at the damage coming out. They need much life for those mangoes, but he has no buyback, and now the Chrono's out. Abed's out of mana. He's just died back on that Medusa. Cuckoo, it's a nice stun, but it is not going to be enough to help them. In fact, they even found more Zephyr. A nice Chrono, but Jackie's just running right through it.
Radiant's middle barracks are under
There
attack.
is no buybacks.
Dire's bottom tower is under
The only
attack.
person with buyback on Among Us is in your dream. March will respawn.
Radiant's middle barracks
Fearless,
has
get
fallen.
rid of the courier of In Your Dream.
Radiant's middle barracks.
Mangoes being dropped everywhere. I think March is getting mangoes dropped everywhere.
Radiant
In fact, I think they're just taking mangoes off March.
Dire's bottom tower is
Jackie
under
has 7
attack.
mangoes for some reason.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Chains out. And they can't fight without Arpit, so what else are you going to do, right? You may... One
Radiant's
USD.
bottom tower
Cuckoo.
has fallen.
There's the Ancient Seal, the double Mystic, flare
Radiant's
out Q,
bottom
it's all
barracks are under
perfect.
attack.
And I believe this is it, John. There you go, Abed's called the GT War played. A very fun grand final, but MG, trust. Second SCA tournament in a row, John. Second big SCA
Radiant's
tournament
bottom
in a row.
barracks has fallen.
They
man.
seem to be just loving the beyond the summer tournaments, MG Trust. They just can't get enough. They just keep going. One last hurrah.
Victory.
The Ancient will eventually explode. Motivate Trust, a clean sweep for them up against Among Us. What a fun grand final it was. Of course, GT War played to both teams, and John, it's been an absolute pleasure. Before I ask you about MVPs and everything like that, if you